Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome aboard. We're live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard in this hour. A couple of looks tonight. NBA player props jump off the page. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. Doozies from the weekend. And our best bets in pocket plays coming up to close up shop in about 45 minutes. Here's the breaking news in Major League Baseball. Jeff Passan, ESPN, tweeted this out right before our break. Braves outfielder Jurickson Profar suspended 80 games, violating MLB's PED policy. 80 games we have played 1 week into baseball. And he was a factor for the Padres last year, and he signed to join this already potent offense to make them even better. Whew, man, that's going to be going over really well in the clubhouse, you would think, huh? They bring him in, and all of a sudden, whammo, buddy. Hey, take a seat, pal. We'll talk to you come post-All-Star break.
I want to see if there's an apology or it's, oh, boy, it's a damnedest thing.
You wouldn't believe it.
That's usually what every guy says. They blame it on somebody or this, I thought I was taking this, and it was an accident. Okay. Boy, that's wild.
80 games.
Yeah.
And that team, again, they opened up around plus 170 against the Braves. Check that against the Dodgers tonight.
Yeah.
Dodgers now up as high as 250 in the game. Glasnow's making his first start of the year. But it's the Dodgers. They keep winning these games, and they're winning by numerous runs.
You concerned he hasn't pitched since August? Or no concern, ready to go, this team's too good?
Well, I mean, long term, I'm always concerned about Glasnow because I don't think he can ever finish a year.
Okay, right, yeah. Short term, probably, okay.
He'll go out there and pitch 5 to 9, strike out 8.
Yeah, and can the Braves do anything offensively? I couldn't believe what transpired in San Diego. 1 of 22 with runners in scoring position. They haven't scored in 22 innings. Got swept. 0-4.
That offense.
How about that start?
Come on now.
Yeah, and now you get the Dodgers.
Pivetta was brilliant last night against them.
Yes, he was. Park was rocking too. Good for them.
I never want to bury a team after a really bad start to the season, but okay. I mean, if they, were swept in San Diego, now they get the Dodgers tonight, that's for 3. I guess the good news is they return home for Miami. But Miami sole possession first place until the Phillies won today. And then they get 3 with Philadelphia. So, I mean,
wow.
What are we talking here? That's 10 out of the first 13 games, Dodgers, Phillies, and the Padres who swept them. That'll be a fun rude awakening, huh?
Yep. I got 2 things on the with the teams in the minor league ballpark. One, this is the first night game with the Rays. Apparently, there's a lot of concerns at Steinbrenner Field about the dim lights. That may be something to check out and worth a look. And anyways, the Rays had a 30-cent move. The Rays up to $2. Pirates off to a horrible start with an atrocious bullpen as well. See if that comes into play. And then it'll be an emotional night. I believe the kids of Ricky Henderson are throwing out the first pitch all at the same time as the A's take on the Cubbies. And the A's hung in there and had a good showing against Seattle, but we knew Seattle couldn't hit. So good job by the starters for the A's, and a good job in that first series at Seattle. They're at home now in Sacramento against the Cubbies.
Okay.
And the Cubs bullpen's just been a joke. 22 earned runs they've allowed already.
Yeah, 22 for them, which is, I mean, how do you even wrap your head around that after 1 week in a baseball? And the Pirates, of the 16 runs that they allowed, 8 of those came by their bullpen. And something to watch in the Miami series beginning tonight against the Mets, the Pirates stole 15 out of 16 bases.
Oh.
Now, check out who the catcher is, lineups, everything like that. Don't have that information as of right now. Hopefully it'll pop here pretty soon. But my early thought was maybe because Lindor's wife just had their 3rd kid, so he's going to be taking at least today off, I think, some paternity leave action for him. Marte, maybe, at around plus 320, plus 325. Or Siri, who sold one yesterday. He's in the 5-1 range. Maybe worth a look tonight for the Mets to steal a base. You brought this up. Let's go back to this for a second here. Here's the press spot. This is the conference setup at Sutter Health Park for the A's in Sacramento. And I'll retweet this right now at Mitch Moss Radio. Look at how now. And Lawrence Butler, who I think can be a star for the A's, said that the clubhouse feels like it's a pro clubhouse, major league but he said the park really is like minor league. This is the press conference? They're tucked in like sardines? It looks like a small pole shed. Hey, this is where I keep my pool equipment. And they're going to have all this media there covering the first ever game in a minor league park?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Somebody asked me last week what
3 years of this.
You
3
think,
years.
I said it's
Are
a
they
coin
coming?
flip. They still that they're coming. It's a lot
Yep.
of public money that they have to get here for, to secure it for Las Vegas.
Yep.
Jeez Louise.
The dimensions are similar to the Coliseum.
They are, yes.
But then we'll see what, when the weather gets up, gets hotter, like Jensen Lewis said with us, and the ball will really go out. But, yeah.
Okay, some other looks
Weird.
maybe tonight as well. Boston, they lost today. They were 8 for 8 stealing bases against Texas over the weekend.
Yep.
They take on the Reds. De La Cruz obviously had all those stolen bases last year. He's around plus 175. I talked to our buddy Weston, though, guy in the cornfields on X. Very good at betting baseball. And he said he thinks something maybe changed with the Reds late last year. Something to monitor. They might not be running as much. They had 0 stolen bases against the Giants. Not one person had a stolen base in 3 games. So that really is like, no, I'm going to let this breathe for a little while before I force a bet on a guy like De La Cruz to steal a base. And some teams that keep taking money, the Phillies opened up $235 today against Colorado. They were as high as $3 before the show started. And they won the game 6-1. The Mets opened $165. The Mets are basically taking money every single day.
Can't hit.
Yeah. They didn't do much in that series at all against Houston.
Nope.
But they're, and I get it, it's maybe a combination there of both. You're fading the Marlins and also betting on the Mets. But that number moved. This did not pay off earlier today. 25-cent move on Paddock and the Twins. They got blasted 9-0 by the White Sox. A little bit of money on the Tigers at Seattle tonight. A 30-cent move on Drew Rasmussen and the Rays hosting the Pirates. Mm-hmm. And a 15 to 20-cent move on the Cardinals hosting the Angels. Give it up for the Cardinals.
I agree with that move. Yep. And I would look at Arenado props, total bases. He's been dialed in so far.
Yeah.
And then your buddy, too.
Victor Scott,
yeah.
If you can get around 5-1 on him to steal a base yet, that number could be shrinking by April 5th. Because he has 3 stolen bases now and did 2 in 1 game. As long as that guy can make contact, if he can get on base. Again, he's one of the, I think he's the 3rd fastest player in Major League Baseball, stole 93 bases last year. And he's got 3 already on the year. And yeah, that if 5-1 is going to go bye-bye if he keeps ripping them off here to begin the season. I
got a good note on him.
Okay.
In the offseason, he was watching film and at-bats, plate appearances over the course of time with Tony Gwynn, Rod Carew, and Willie McGee.
Yeah.
Love it. And if he gets on base, scary.
Hopefully that translates. I look at the batter versus pitcher props or to tie that into their career numbers against them every single day throughout the season. Some days it pays off. Some days it doesn't. I'll give you an example. I bet Adley Rutschman opening day. He had great numbers against the starter for the Blue Jays, Jose Barrios. He hit a home run. That was a nice one. The next day, I bet on Garcia for the Rangers to hit a home run because his numbers were really, really good against that starting pitcher. He did nothing. Since then, I have not bet on Garcia. He's hit 2 home runs. Today, the examples would be this. Earlier, Carlos Correa, 10 for 30 lifetime, 3 home runs against Perez and the White Sox. He did nothing. Jose Miranda for the Twins, 2 home runs overall against Perez. He was 0 for 4. Other times it works out. Kyle Schwarber against German Marquez, lifetime 6 of 14, 2 home runs. He did hit a dinger. Nick Castellanos has good career numbers against him as well. He hit a home run today. And the one I'm intrigued by tonight is that Luis Ariz. Mm-hmm. It's a 9:40 Eastern start, 6:40 out here on the West Coast for the Padres. Very small sample size. 5 of 9 in his career against Luis Ortiz, 5 singles. So he's off to a slow start, though. He's never struck out, so he's making contact all the time. That's who he is, what he does. Over 1.5 is plus 175. Or maybe total bases over 1.5 is plus 120. I haven't touched either one. I think those are a little bit too low. I'd like a little bit bigger number than that. We'll see if something like that will pop before the game actually throws out with the first pitch.
All right. All those, you can do Arenado, what Mitch mentioned, Dodger run line, all of it. G-Bank, best bets brought to you by G-Bank, official bank of VEASAN. up in the ante with a $750 bonus for new G-Bank Visa Signature Card customers. New customers who spend $1,000 on eligible purchases within 90 days from account opening get a $250 bonus. And if you spend $50,000 on gaming and sports app loads within the 30 days of account opening, another $500 bonus, potentially a $750 bonus. Apply now. VSiN.com/GBank. VSiN.com/GBank. Arenado is plus 115 to have a single. And Scott's plus 140. By the way, Trout's 1 of 10 on the season.
Yeah, slow start for him, too. I'll say this. I mean, amazing weekend to watch the Yankees. Incredible start for the Dodgers. So the two, marquee teams in the league, along with the Mets, the highest payrolls that you're going to get. It's awesome for them to get off to great starts. I know this is never going to happen. I would love, the Marlins are 3-1. First time they've had sole possession until the Phillies win today since 2014. That will last about another week, and it's done, right, with them. But if some of these other teams, I would like the A's to actually be legit.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'd like some of these,
Fans deserve it, too.
Again, the White Sox, they won again today. That's not going to happen. But a team like the A's to get back and be good again this year, that would be kind of refreshing to have a nice mix of the upper echelon teams, and then, you know what, you get some dogs in there, too. Because chalk all the time like that just gets a little annoying, Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We'll hit the NBA up next. Plenty of ways to try to build a portfolio betting this league. And some of the player props that stick out, we'll run them down for you coming up next here on Follow the Money.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Kind of a big NBA card tonight as well. Bunch of games, player props to look at.
Yeah.
Rockets are taking on the Lakers. What do you make of this spot here? Austin Reeves has been absolutely sensational for the Lakers.
Your guy. What a run, right? Incredible. I mean, this last 10 games, what he's done, and to put it up on the screen, guys, this is incredible. 31-7-8, 31-2-2, 24-4-5, 18. I mean, it's nuts what he's doing. And this is what Redick talked about and also Luka, if we play a full game, we're going to be tough to beat. So between Reeves and Luka and LeBron, now the opponents have been knocking down a lot of threes, and you gave away that game against Chicago, but that was a great response to take out Memphis Saturday in a great game, and they made all the plays down the stretch. And now you catch Houston at the right time off a back-to-back, although they won by 40, though. Wow. Nice effort by the Suns.
Well, so Durant got hurt, but also this team, Paul, they had a 4-game winning streak. They have since lost 3 consecutive games. And we're talking about blowouts in most of them.
Yep.
They've gotten absolutely spanked now in their last 3 games.
Yep.
So do they just want the season to be over at this point? What's Durant going to be out now, a week?
Yep. And they have the toughest remaining schedule. They were 5-1 to participate. Now that's got to jump up big time with Durant being out a week, and then who they have to play. So, and then the Lakers need this too to get that in that 4 or 5 range.
Yeah.
And the Rockets, the 2 seed. What a story that's been. But Lakers have a tough schedule remaining, trying to fight it out with Golden State. Number 1, can you win the division? Number 2, can you get in that 4 or 5 seed as well? And good turnaround. So I think they went 3-4 without LeBron when he was injured. But a good win Saturday, and you just see how dangerous they are on offense when they're clicking. Tough spot here, though.
I can tell you this right now.
Houston's young. Maybe the back-to-back doesn't impact them, and what do they have to play for, right? I mean, they know they're locked into the 2 seed.
2 teams automatically jump off the page that nobody will take seriously, nor will they give them a chance to win the Western Conference come playoff time.
Here's one of them, right?
Houston's one of them. Memphis is the other.
Yeah. So apparently he lost the locker room. Is what we're
From
hearing.
what I heard today, listening to some various podcasts out there, the thought is that Jenkins was not so much in Ja's corner compared to the rest of the organization to be like the face of the franchise moving forward or be that guy.
Okay.
So you still don't fire the guy. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous what they did.
Yeah.
With this much time left, what, 9 games left?
Yeah, 2 weeks left in the season.
Come on.
Their comeback was, the writing was on the wall. We had already fired all his assistants and paid a lot of money to other guys, and then we thought, well, the way we're going, we're going to get bounced in the first round anyways, and he's going to get fired. So it is bizarre.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Will people give Golden
I understand where he's coming from, though, too. Don't you think Ja has to prove that he's that guy on and off the court?
1,000%.
Number one, he never plays. Number two, he had all his personal issues.
Yeah. And, oh, by the way, maybe you can win something in the playoffs one of these times.
Yeah.
How would that be? So I think people are going to make a case for Golden State. No doubt people will make a case for the Lakers. You don't have to try to find that. People will make a case for the Lakers. They will for Denver because of Joker. And I think some will certainly make the case for Minnesota and the Clippers as well. Houston, Memphis, nobody will give them a shot in the Western Conference playoffs.
Yep.
So,
and how about the new guy taking over? He starts with the Lakers, the Celtics, and Golden State in his first 3 games for the Grizzlies interim. Oh, boy.
yeah. Good luck.
So I don't think it gets stops tonight. Good luck, right? Brown was questionable last check. That tips off in an hour. And the Celtics are on a roll. They've been great, winning games and what they've done offensively.
Mm-hmm.
So a tough assignment for Memphis.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be stunned here if Boston goes in there with their road numbers and they blast them by 15. I won't be for a second. Bulls playing at the Thunder. Do you think OKC's laying too many points? The market does. It was 15.5 earlier today. Now it's down to 14.5.
Yeah, check the status of some guys. Giddey is going to play for the Bulls. I would think the total's too low, though. They are fun to watch.
They're a blast
what
to watch.
Doing. And they had the loss the other night, but that was an entertaining game and a big comeback that fell short against Dallas.
The total here at Circa just moved from 239 to 240.
Yep. The Giddey news helps.
So Giddey, revenge game, by the way, taking on his former team. He only had 20 points, rebounds, and assists versus Dallas over the weekend. Before that, 12-1 over 34.5 PR rate. It's actually down to 33.5. OKC, very difficult team, obviously. Best defense in the NBA, not close. And to get those numbers tough. But Kobe White, 7 straight games over 23.5 points.
There you go.
Also 10-0 over 32.5 PRA last 10 games.
Yep.
But I'm not running now, and I've been riding Giddey specifically here last couple of weeks. I don't know if I'm going to get involved tonight against the Thunder. Yeah. I don't know. They're too good. It's no surprise here that every star in the league goes way under their points total when they play Oklahoma City.
Yep. Big one tonight for the Magic as well. If they care about winning the division and moving up the standings. Clippers on a back-to-back, although Kawhi didn't play. They hung in there and gave the Cavs a tough game. And the Clippers a small road favorite against Orlando. And Orlando's been playing well and doing a good job offensively, too. So, I don't mind the Magic in this spot.
Clippers 2.5-point favorites?
Yeah.
Do you want to take them on the money line or just the points?
I'll take the 2. I like the 2.5.
I'll give you a couple of items here. Yep. James Harden on the year, 49 and 22 over 33.5 PRA. But again, Magic with their totals, this one at 211 and their defense, tricky here. And Kawhi Leonard, 8 straight games over 21.5 points. So that would be like an automatic play against 27 other teams in the league, maybe. But against the Magic and a team like OKC, maybe one other team, maybe like, maybe not tonight. So I'd like to bet Kawhi. Magic can make it a little bit mucked up, though.
Okay.
And a couple of other things that jump off at vsin.com on the player prop analyzer.
Yeah, good stuff up there today.
Jordan Poole on the year, 52-12 over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That's 40 games over 500. Alexander Sarr, 7-0, under 2.5 assists last 7 games. Miles Bridges for Charlotte, 8 straight games, under 23.5 points. And Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, 6-1 under the rebound prop number for tonight's game.
Okay. Thompson for the Rockets, 14-1 over with the rebounds. Tatum, 12-2 overrun with the assists. Cam Johnson, 13-2. Halliburton, 11-2. And you got the tank. There are so many teams tanking here to try to get flag and position themselves. Washington plays Miami. Miami's 8.5. Washington has 16 wins. Utah has 16. They take on the Hornets. Hornets have 18. And then the Sixers are trying to lose every game to make sure they stay in the bottom 6. So they keep their pick, and they have the 5th worst record right now. Meaning I believe 2 teams would have to jump them in order for them to lose the pick and fall out of that top 6. And they just sat their top 3 players yesterday.
Okay.
And the 6-point move, and they got obliterated.
I'll expand on this. Recent losses for the 76ers.
Oh, man.
18, 23, 13, 13, and 33 points. That's what we're talking about here. The Wizards, Hornets, and 76ers have lost a combined 15 straight games. Two of them play each other tonight, though. Utah, they've lost. Check out their numbers lately.
Oh, yeah. Sitting people, got fined. Yeah.
They've lost, get this, they've lost 15 of 16 games. Okay, here is their margin of defeat in their last 7 losses. In order. 36 points, 11, 37, 29, 22, 14, and 26. I mean, my God. What a joke. Recent losses for the Pelicans. 16, 41, 46 points, 20, 29, 12, and 21. And the forget about it with the Spurs. No Fox, no Wembanyama. 4 straight losses by 8, 10, 26, and 42 points. Are we ever going to do anything about this?
What do you do? I was just going to ask you. Tim Bontemps has an article out on ESPN.com. What can you do?
What did he have?
They have several options.
Well, I'm willing to listen to anything because this is.
Everyone has the same odds.
Get rid of the ping pong balls.
Remember, Orlando got it back. Didn't Orlando get Shaq and Penny back-to-back years?
Yeah.
People screamed, holy hell. Cavs did it too. I don't know what you do, but it's a record number of teams that are doing it. Number 1, it's a strong draft. Number 2, it's a generational talent flag.
That's right.
Can change everything.
It happened a couple of years ago for Wembanyama.
You're right.
And this is going to continue to happen when there's the next Cooper flag to come out. Guess what's going to happen to these teams?
He did it. He put a thing in there backwards about it comes down to how many games you win in the last 2 weeks, too, based on where you can improve your position.
Oh, okay.
Something
so you
like
actually try your
incentive for winning. I don't know.
The competitive integrity actually exists then in the league.
Because you're seeing it every night. No one's playing on these bad teams.
Oh, yeah.
Or if it's close, they pull everyone. And that's something to watch from an in-play standpoint. It's like, wait a second, we can't win the game, and then they empty the bench.
How about for doing that, you lose picks? Right?
I'm open. I know. It's a tough discussion, but it's out of control.
Load management will be a total black eye for Adam Silver. How is it not? This is the part that I completely understand of people getting pissed off about the league. Do something then.
You get a bigger problem. Well, I have a bigger problem than that than tanking for a month.
No, I'm
trying to get a generational talent.
But yeah, also like just cut down the amount of games.
Yes,
and they never will because there's so much money involved.
Right, and the owners are the owners are silly.
But the players they're going to keep getting $70, $80 million contracts. Sure, makes a lot of sense. And they won't change the season dates either.
That's right. You should be going till July.
Up next, it was such a great design that they belong in the Final Four. The good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend. Next.
Margin.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN. The good.
Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good.
The bad.
I've had it with this dump. Got no food, got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
And the ugly.
First of all, that's horrible.
Well, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
Here we go with my good, Pauly. The final play design out of the timeout at the end of the Houston-Purdue game was so good.
Yes.
That was perfection. That was after, practicing, and they were saying this on the broadcast the entire time. They practice end-of-game situations constantly. Tip of my cap to Kelvin Sampson and his coaching staff, because I think I like beautiful basketball more than any other sport, and it's dying, and it has been for, I think, a long time overall for the most part. But that was such high basketball IQ across the board to design it like that, and then they knew that Purdue was actually trying to shut down one of the other parts of the play. So he recognized, man, I can make this happen. Here's the bounce pass. Boom, easy dunk.
Well done. And I also loved Jay Wright dissecting the play and telling you what was going on afterwards in the postgame, which we can't get anymore for some reason.
Why?
I know.
He's so good in the... Yes.
No one does it. It's who you're following on X and who called who out and all this other stuff.
And I would have punched LeBron James and all that crap.
Yeah, right.
It
was great.
Unreal.
It was 10 minutes of this guy made a mistake. Houston's planned for this. This is what happens if the guy goes over here. And it was awesome.
It's not that difficult. Every network should have a Jay Wright on it. And that's what you need after the game.
And they were also good with Tennessee. The Barkley-Jay Wright discussion was good about sometimes you just scrap the offense and say, throw it out, we're going one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because they have scouted us, again, Houston, they have scouted us too good. They know our stuff too well. Go ad-lib, Go one-on-one.
Anyway, so I felt so happy in that moment for that. And it could have been any team in the country.
Yep.
Like, please put this team in the Final Four. They deserve. Put them in the national title game. That play was so good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So had to lead off with that one. Other good from the weekend. Of course, it has to be the Dodgers. 5-0 overall. 4 of the 5 wins have been by 3 runs or more. Living up to the hype. Huge favorites again tonight. You said this earlier, must-watch TV. You can't wait to get home and watch them play on TV. It doesn't hurt the way that they won some of those games over the weekend as well, against the Tigers, the walk-offs, Mookie's home run, coming back in dramatic fashion like that. Unbelievable start. And my final good here would be Oklahoma City. If they win out, they will finish with 70 wins, third most all-time. On pace right now. Best point differential ever.
Mm-hmm.
Best net rating ever. Most wins by double digits. Historically good defense. They are probably going to have the MVP. They absolutely should have the Defensive Player of the Year, and they might have Coach of the Year. They only have 1 loss versus the Eastern Conference. They need to win 1 of 2 versus the Bulls or Pistons to set the record. Thanks to VSiN viewer David for that information. And he also pointed out, what would their record be if they didn't have injuries this year?
Fair. Damn right. Very good.
That's my good.
Pistons. First winning season since 2016. 42 wins. 14-68 last year. Incredible turnaround by Bickerstaff. And he had the brawl yesterday as well. But great job by the Pistons. And there's hope. And they're going to be they're going to be fun to watch in the first round as well. And could win a series. And I know you're going to come back with how many titles, and that's fair, but it's hard to do. Like, you ask Boeheim, even ask Roy Williams at Kansas. Izzo 10-1 against SEC teams in the tournament. 14 wins in the tournament when trailing at half. And they did it again. And I believe they ended the season on a 2-16 ATS run in the first half.
First half, yeah.
Like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Down at the half, come back and win. Down at the half against Ole Miss, you knew they would come back, just like the New Mexico game. Although Auburn much the best. And they had no answer for Broome as well, which leads me to the bad. Michigan State goes out. Purdue goes out. When is this streak going to come to an end? They always get like 10, 11 teams in the tournament, and they haven't won it since 2000. This is unacceptable. But how great the Big Ten is and how many, the power and all this, you got to win one of these. This is a joke, how bad this has been. And then you see 2 from the SEC, you see Houston, you see Duke. This is unacceptable what's going on with the Big Ten in this, and who knows, no end in sight.
Maybe it won't. Maybe it's never going to be a basketball conference again. It's just going to be a football conference.
Well, the SEC zoomed right past them.
I'd say.
Not even close.
No, it's not even. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
But I mean, yeah.
Great job.
But they went over the tournament prop.
Yeah, they did. Right? They got off to the great start. I know. But
right.
You got to the second weekend and bye-bye.
My bad. We've talked about this. Every other Major League Baseball organization. Now more news coming out about this. But it really took this long for torpedo bats to get created. Jensen Lewis earlier, VSiN host on the morning show, chimed in and said, according to players that he got, like on text messages or whatever, evidently they've been talking about this for like 10 to 15 years, but players were reluctant to use them. I like your analogy. Why? Because does it look goofy? I don't think it looks goofy at all. I think they look great. And your thing is underhand free throws. Like Shaq and other guys who are 30, 40, 50% from the free throw line. What's sillier? You bricking 60% of your free throws or shooting underhanded, and you might get a lot better.
Shaq told Rick Barry that. I'll never shoot underhand. It looks ridiculous. Guy was 50% from the line.
It doesn't look great when you miss everyone that you put up anyway. I just can't believe that it took this long and suddenly like this is going to be a thing. There's no way this is going to last, right? All of a sudden, the Yankees are going to average 12 runs a game?
See how long it continues with the long ball. It's wild.
Well, to tie it into the bad as well, Nasty Nestor Cortez, he's the number 2. Once upon a time, and I brought this up last week, once upon a time he had good numbers in day games at Yankee Stadium. He never faced the Yankees lineup. 3 pitches, 3 home runs. On the day, how's this for a stat line? 2 innings, 6 hits, 8 earned, 5 walks, 5 home runs. 5 walks and 5 home runs.
I can't believe they brought him out for the second inning. Come on. Come on. You give up 4 home runs. Home run, first pitch, home run, home run.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And they kept pitching to Judge.
Oh, that, yes.
Smart move. Way to go, Brewers, and they got smoked again today. Yikes. Here's my ugly. Mike Tomlin, quote, "We're comfortable
I saw this.
with Mason Rudolph as a starting quarterback. That's why we brought him back." End of quote. No, you're not. You don't kid your fan base. What are you comfortable with? Winning 8-9 games? Tops? I know you've been over 500 every year. You're going nowhere with Mason Rudolph as your quarterback. Everybody in the world knows that. You know, you're not going to win your division. You're not going to win a playoff game. You have no chance with him at quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Knock it off. Get serious here. And if it's not even Aaron Rodgers, well, you're about 4 years late to the party here. What have you done since Ben Roethlisberger retired? How's the game plan going for quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yep.
Guys, time to wake up. And the tush-push. You called out Green Bay earlier. You're spot on. Sources to ESPN, quote, "The Packers' proposal to ban the tush-push has support within the competition committee." Another source did add that the proposal would be hotly contested among the coaches, GMs, and owners this week. Green Bay listed 2 reasons for the proposal: player safety, pace of play. Pace of play?
Player safety?
Nobody's ever been injured.
We're playing
that they can notice.
We're playing Thursday games. Get out of here.
Now, I will point this out, that when Jason Kelsey helped make this play famous with the Eagles,
FML.
he used to say that every time he was about to snap the ball to get ready to do the play, he would say, "F my life," because he hated it so much. So maybe there's something there with the players getting injured. But what's the real reason why Green Bay proposed this? And by the way, nobody's saying anything on Green Bay's side. LaFleur won't say much. Their GM won't say much. It's because no team in the league has a real solution for it. You're going to ban it for player safety? You can smell the BS from miles away.
It's a joke. It's a dangerous precedent if this gets banned. Tennessee is my ugly. For that first half, and then again, they can't get to the Final Four.
Never.
Never bet. That's incredible. With this program, they've never done it. 15 points at halftime, fewest from a top 2 seed ever, first half, second fewest in any half. Kentucky in 1984 scored 11 against Georgetown in the second half, and they were at 10 with like 2 minutes left. Just 0 of 15 from 3 and just chucking. And what Lanier did, ridiculous how Tennessee played that first half and the shot selection. 15 points at half to go to the Final Four. Come on, that's my ugly.
Yeah, good job. They have never once made the Final Four.
I can't believe that. I know.
Wow.
I know. And the Barnes numbers, too.
You know, so we had 3 different 1 versus 2 matchups. The other one was 1 versus 3. Who knows if St. John's beats Texas Tech? I don't know. But if St. John's doesn't put up that stink bomb against Arkansas, maybe we would have had all 4 1s versus 2s. Well, is that ever going to happen again?
I doubt it. Well, yeah. For it happened twice in 40 years, but then what transpired had never happened, right? Forget about the 1 seeds. It was the run of favorites. Swept the Sweet 16 first time. 14 wins in a row since the Ole Miss Iowa State game. And then the 32 and teams slaying 6 or more are 32-2 straight up.
Yep. You can get the VSiN Watch app now. Download Apple App Store, get it at Google Play. Watch every show live and with replays. In-pocket plays coming up next.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-1 odds. Nope. 5-1. Nope. 10-1. You're on.
All right, recapping the weekend and some of the props. No good here. Will a 1 seed lose in the what round will the 1 seed suffer the first loss? Sweet 16 plus 260, a loser. SEC goes over their win prop. They're on 21, and they're going to get another one with Florida playing Auburn. Texas Tech to make the Final Four, 6-1. Oh, what a collapse. What a job by Florida, though, as well. I like what Seth Greenberg said. I see a little Curry in Clayton. In terms of how he dribbles and maneuvers a little bit, And I'm not saying he's on that level as a shooter. I'm just saying it reminds me a little bit, especially the Curry at Davidson. But to be down 9 with under 3, 4 straight threes, and then they left at 4 points at the free throw line. And the one guy was 89% that missed the front end.
First of all, I don't know how Texas Tech came back against Arkansas, and I don't know how Texas Tech lost the game against Florida.
Yep.
What a span of 36 hours.
I can't believe I lost this bet. Auburn was in trouble against Michigan.
Oh, I thought they were going to lose the game.
They were down 9 with 10 minutes. Yeah. And then big run, a 20-2 Auburn run, and they forget about winning, they cover. Oh, yeah. What a phenomenal 10 minutes, and everything went wrong for Michigan. T-Wolves Suns, that was an over on Friday, and that was a winner. A lot of points in that one. Jonathan Davis special tonight in hockey. Colorado Avalanche team total over 3.5, minus 130. They've been solid, and they've cashed this against Calgary. They just played and scored 4 against them, and had 4 also in February 6th as well. Colorado will stay hot and go over 3.5 with their team total tonight against the Flames.
All right.
Hello.
Grading the props from the tournament here.
You were strong on this. I give you credit. You were strong.
Number 1 seeds to make the Final Four over 2.5 plus 250. That was a winner. All 4 1 seeds to make the Final Four, 15-1.
Who had that?
Pizza Money. Oh, that was Caesars Will Hill.
Caesars Will Hill.
Yeah, and then I also bet it. You could bet the sum of all 4 of all 4 teams to make the Final Four at FanDuel and Boyd.
Yeah.
So I bet 4 there at 20-1. I found that later on after making that bet. But that was good. First time in my life I've ever bet it like that or filled out a bracket like that. And it was only based on their numbers, like at Ken Palm and Bart Torvik were so much better than everybody else in the entire country. It made sense to if I'm ever going to do it this year. Tournament wins by number 1 seeds, over 13.5. Winner. Some of the losers here. It's a winner. Ole Miss was +2 at halftime, first half. It's a winner. Ole Miss +2 first half against Michigan State. That was a winner.
Michigan State first half issues continued. Yes.
Yep. I'm like you. I had Michigan 9.
Couldn't believe it. I'm like, I actually tweeted because Houston was in trouble too. They had blown the lead. I go, are both one side seeds going out, and then a 20-2 Auburn run, and then Houston with the beautiful play to end it. Ooh.
See, and I can't forget about that this Saturday when they play Florida. I know Florida struggled here twice. Auburn was in jeopardy of losing that game against Michigan.
Well, no doubt.
And so, like, the last, couple of weeks here for the Tigers, not exactly, we're kind of forgetting about that now because of that 10-minute stretch and also how they beat Michigan State yesterday. From Friday night, Kolek over assist didn't get there. Still didn't play many minutes. Couldn't believe what I was watching in the game. Jeffrey Springs over 5.5 Ks plus 135. That got there. It's the Mariners are bet against in that fast. JVT did it 3 games so far. And 4 games. They're 3-1 to the over against Mariners. Starting pitchers are. And I laddered Joker on Friday night to the rebounds all the way up to 17 plus. It would have been a huge night. Did you see what happened here? He finished with 14. So the 12 plus the 13 and the 14 all got there. He had 10 rebounds in the first quarter. And he finished with 14.
Oh.
Part of my fear was, when I talked about that bet, is they're playing Utah, they might win by 100 points, and eventually they pulled away, and he never really played in the fourth quarter. So I have made a couple of bets tonight, not even worth really bringing up here, putting in pocket, because it was limited. I made a couple of stolen base bets. One was Victor Scott, a little bit higher than plus 450, but if the book's not going to let you get down like anything decent, not going to put it here in pocket. So, but I did take a flyer on him, Marte, and Siri with the Mets. Smaller bets tonight. There you go.
You can't get down anything on a stolen base prop?
Nah, they came back and said, we'll give you this much money, and then the other part of your bet can go to the traders. I'm like, don't even try. I'm tired of that act.
Okay. Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, or cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code FTM. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. EdgeBoost.bet. Boise State up 6, second half against George Washington in the Crown. Utah Butler, total bet up 153.5 to 157. It flew over. This game low scoring. The next game is Nebraska and Arizona State. I'm with Adam Burke. Nebraska, although they haven't played in 3 weeks, seem to be excited to be here. Arizona State leading scorer, kicked off the team. Other guys in the portal only have like 7 guys. Total 149, bet up to 156. And Nebraska laying 5.5. And the late game, Washington State, Georgetown open 154.5. Is it? It's 162 now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
With the crown here. And then there's 4 more games tomorrow, and then the winners meet Thursday, Friday. More on this with Derek Stevens tomorrow. And Bruce Marshall also with the NIT semis in Indy tomorrow. So there's 6 college basketball games tomorrow. And that was going to be in my ugly as well. You are right. UConn against USC would have been awesome tonight. UConn's laying 15 now. Is she worth that much to the spread in the team? I know she's the best player, but wow.
Well, also, UConn was close with Oklahoma for much of that game, and you look up, oh, look at this, they're up by 25.
Yeah. Now, South Carolina has struggled in a couple games.
Sure.
UCLA was fortunate to beat a good LSU team. I couldn't believe they had a huge run when Betts went to the bench with foul trouble.
All right.
But, UConn just kicking ass and taking names.
I'm seeing this news come down right now on the Cowboys and Stephen Jones. He indicated he's the, executive VP?
Yeah.
He indicated that the team is looking strong at a wide receiver number 2, moving deeper into the offseason. He also said that he likes our room. We had a Jonathan Mingo. Here comes the BS. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. God.
Right now at DraftKings, you can bet Dallas Cowboys position of first player drafted. It's 2-1. That to me, if he's saying that right now, and they want to make the offense more explosive with CeeDee Lamb, come on, who's going to be the other guy? Cooks? He's way past his prime. Mingo has never shown anything at this level whatsoever. They need help at wide receiver. People were originally saying Genty, but Genty's not going to be there the way it looks. I think 2-1 on a wide receiver is going to be maybe that disappears, Paul, and turns into even money or like minus 140 in the next couple of days.
So Adam Schefter had the report that the Browns want Carter, and then Haslam did his interview today and said, a big swing and a miss. We blew it on Watson. So others are saying, well, maybe they're going to take Sanders now at 2. I'm not getting there based on what he said. I just think he was being real and honest, and everyone knows it. They gave him the richest contract in history, fully guaranteed. He had his issues. The trade package was horrendous. It's the worst contract in sports history. He started 19 games, and he was terrible last year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily read into that okay, we're taking Sanders now, but Schefter did have the report that they're looking at Carter. So who knows what happens at number 2?
Abdul Carter is minus 270 right now to go to Cleveland. Well, to go number 2 overall. Shedeur Sanders is plus 275.
That was higher. Okay, before the interview. Interesting.
Yep.
And then could the Raiders move up and make a play? But if they stay put, it's got to be Genty. Based on everything I'm hearing and reading what the Raiders are going to do.
Well, what are the Giants going to do at number 3?
To me, it's got to be Hunter.
Hunter's minus 150 to go 3rd right now. So if it goes like that, and by the way, Titans to take a quarterback, or I should say number 1 overall, Cam Ward's now minus 2,000. Okay. So let's say it goes Ward.
The story goes that the Giants signed these quarterbacks because they reached out to Tennessee about moving up, and they said, don't even bother. We're taking Ward. So that's when they started to sign Winston and Wilson.
Okay.
Okay.
So based on the odds right now, it's going to be Ward 1, Abdul Carter number 2, Travis Hunter number 3, and then at number 4?
I don't know.
What are the Patriots going to do?
I don't know.
Well, they won't have... Who's going to trade up with them to get a quarterback? Nobody would. They have Luke May. Nobody would think they're going to take a quarterback.
Drake May.
Who did I say?
Luke
May. They're brothers, right?
Yeah.
To go number 5 overall, Mason Graham.
Uh-huh.
And then that's where they stop it at DraftKings.
Okay.
They only have the top 5 up right now. I'm sure they'll add top 10 at some point here soon.
The dart stuff's out there, too.
To go the
top
second
15,
quarterback overall.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. Prime time is next. Humans Von Tobel for the next 4 hours. Joe Serralo tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern for 3 hours. And then wake up tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern, VSiN by the books. Good luck tonight.